Good morning. My name is Dave Newcomb. I'll be your host. This is the Panthers Coaches Show. Delighted to have Coach Bryan Harvey of the women's basketball team, head coach. And, Coach, you go 27-3 last year. What do you do for an encore?
Well, one of the things that we've talked to the kids about is, we can't. We had a good group that graduated last year, and you can't focus on what the last year's group did or the year before that. You got a chance to kind of build your own legacy, and I think we lost some
3 starters.
3 starters, 4 of our top 6, and they were kids that had really successful careers. And I think there's a lot of sentiment that losing that much talent that we might be down a little bit this year. And I think our kids are determined that we want to keep this thing going, and we want them to kind of form their own legacy and really put their stamp on Ferrum College women's basketball program.
Yeah, Coach, this is your 10th year.
It's hard to believe.
It's hard to believe you're in double digits now.
It is.
That's amazing, and it's been a great run thus far. Opened the season against a really good Randolph-Macon team, and have a couple of injuries. Talk about that game and
well, it's a good Randolph-Macon team. They went 23-6 last year. They won the ODEC, the Old Dominion Athletic Conference. They made it to the NCAA tournament, and they're all.
Sure.
For the most part, they're all back. I think they had 4 of their 5 starters back. So, we lost a close game at home. They had very good point guard. It's a senior that leads them in scoring, and then they have a post player that's a junior that's awfully good. And they made big plays down the stretch. If you were at the game, with 29 seconds to go, it's a 1-point game. So, we were in the game. We had chances to win. And, looking back and watching film, I feel like there were a lot of things that we can clean up and do a little bit better. And if you do those little things right, then maybe it's a different outcome. But, it's not a bad we want to challenge ourselves against very good teams. And I think that was a very good South Region team. And we're playing a lot of young kids that, they gained valuable experience from that.
Sure.
And, we're getting ready to head to Rochester, New York to play this weekend. And hopefully we'll play better than we played last weekend and give ourselves a chance.
Right. When you look at the weather report, out of Buffalo, New York, and Erie, Pennsylvania, and that lake effect, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, can they even play up in Rochester? Rochester gets a lot of snow, but they didn't get the lake effect that Buffalo did.
No, and knowing they're pretty close to each other, so when you see the weather up there, you kind of get a little bit nervous. But I called the hotel yesterday, and the hotel we're staying in Rochester, she said they hadn't gotten any snow, so I said just missed them, thank goodness. And after losing on Saturday, we want to play again, so we're excited about getting to play. So if it had gotten canceled, it would have been next Sunday before we got to play again, and you just don't like to have that much time off to sit around and think about a loss. So we're excited that we're getting an opportunity to go up and play.
We have a couple of our seniors this year, some of the best we've ever had here. Jacole Harrison, Kylene Culler. And Kylene is out right now. Do you expect her back at all?
We do. We got a couple of injuries right now. Jessica Rhodes and Kylene Culler, who were both big part of both seniors, big part of what we've done the last few years, and we're working to get them healthy and hopefully have them back shortly. But in the meantime, we're going to have some kids step up and their roles will increase, and they'll have a chance to grow. And I think when Kylene and Jess come back, I think we'll be that much better because they've gotten experience. And Jacole's been a special player for us as well for the last 3 years, and she really played well, especially in the second half of the Randolph-Macon game. She almost willed us back into the game and gave us a chance to win. So high expectations for our seniors. They've been a part of a lot of wins, and we're hoping that they're a part of a few more this year.
So can you talk about some of the people you have in the lineup now who are replacing the seniors from last year, the 3 starters you lost and 4 of your top 6?
We did 4 of our top 6, and with Jess and Kylene right down, we're 6 of probably our top 10 from last year are not playing, but we like the group that we have. Krista Cox is probably going to be our point guard. She's been battling with the freshman Kelly Mounts, and they're both playing really well. And I think Kelly and or Krista and Kelly will run the show for us. And then on the wings, we've moved Jacole probably from the 3 to the 2. Jacole's shooting the ball really well, playing really well at the 2 spot for us, and Jasmine Varney, a freshman from North Carolina, will kind of be her backup.
Yeah, and then Jacole's really improved defensively, hasn't she? I mean,
I think
a good defender.
She is, and I think Jacole, with all the talent she's been surrounded with the last few years, has maybe, I wouldn't say deferred, but not been maybe as aggressive as maybe she feels like she needs to be this year, and I think you see that going into her senior year. She's playing with a lot of confidence, and she's really aggressive right now. Yeah. So, Jacole and Jasmine at the 2 spot, and then at the 3 right now we got a variety of players playing at the 3, but Lindsey Martin, a junior for us, is starting at the 3 for us right now, and a local girl, Zarkia Maddox, has looked awfully good.
In Franklin County,
she's looked awfully good in the scrimmages, and first game she scored 14 in her first action for us, so we're excited about her as well. So I think those 2 will do real well for us at the 3 spot. And then in the post, we got a combination: Kyleen Culler, Kamani Crawford, Jessica Rhodes, Brooke Lewis, freshman from North Carolina as well, and Aaron March. They're all playing at a pretty high level for us. And we have a couple volleyball kids that are going to help us. Letitia Clark and Jesse O'Connor, who are just a little bit behind because they started a little bit late with volleyball, but I expect that they're going to be in the rotation as well. So pretty excited. I feel like we're pretty deep. I think we can play a lot of kids. Just excited about getting started. Yeah,
and you have a great coaching staff back with you.
Wow. Adam Crawford's wonderful, and Karen, my wife is. They both do a great job. Adam's working with the guards this year. In the past, Adam and Karen have worked with the post players, and I've worked with the guards. We're doing a little bit different this year. Adam's working with the guards, and Karen's working with the post, and I'm kind of going from group to group and helping where I can. But they both do a great job and work hard for us. Karen
was one of the best post players ever in the history of Roanoke College, so she ought to know something about coaching post players. She's been doing a long time.
Well, Karen's, she had a great playing career, and she really likes working with the girls, and
and they like her. I know the lacrosse kids just love her, and she's head lacrosse coach and helps you out and helps the trainers out. And we're full-time mom.
We're, like I said, very fortunate to have a good staff, and we have a couple students here that are working as well. Katie Kipps, who played for us, she's here one more semester of classes, and she's helping out, and she's all conference players, and to have her experience and helping out is nice. And Jesse Wall, who is a golfer, but his dad is a excellent high school basketball coach in Rockingham County, and that's what he wants to do. He wants to teach and coach basketball, so he's getting some experience with us right now, and he's a big addition as well. Yeah.
They have a long lineage of coaches down there in that family, right? Grandfather, father, and hopefully Jesse at some point.
It's funny, his grandfather was a longtime coach for the girls at Rockingham County, and then his dad has been the coach since his granddad left, and he hopes to graduate and follow in his dad's footsteps.
Yeah, that's great. So you leave today?
We're leaving after classes today, heading to Rochester, New York. A long trip, so we're excited.
10 hours. Maybe you'll run into Coach Icerny up there. We have 3 Ferrum people up there.
Really?
2 assistants. Jack McDowell and Stephen Harris.
Okay.
Right. So maybe I'll get them on the horn and tell them you're there. Maybe they'll come watch you play. You'll have a few fans, but you'll have some people come up and follow you up there, won't you?
We have a good group. We have a
local group.
Yeah, Cecil and Mary Jane Lynch. Right. They're our biggest fans. They go everywhere, and I'm sure that they will be there this weekend. I know they're going to be there this weekend, so we're excited. It's nice when you go somewhere and you can see, your home fans that come and support you. That means a lot.
They've been such great fans. I don't think they've missed many games at all.
They don't. They absolutely don't. Do not.
Home and away.
And she retired from teaching, and I think we'll see her at even more games now that she's retired. I think they're going to make a lot of trips.
Yeah. Okay, so then we have a home game, Sunday, November 30th against your alma mater.
Yeah, play Roanoke College. And they're 3-0 to start the season, off to a great start. And, that's we'll come back from Thanksgiving. That'll be a big test for us early.
Yeah, so that's Sunday, November 30th at 2 o'clock, home against Roanoke. It'd be a great one for everybody to come out to. We need to fill the gym as we have so often, and that's been a wonderful part of your coaching. I think is to see that gym pretty full every time we play. We have a great following of local fans and parents, and we have local players, so we have a lot of local people coming. And that's a nice formula.
Our fans are great. The students really support us. The faculty and staff really support us, and then the community's really gotten behind us the last few years. And when you have a home game, and I can't tell you the number of coaches that talk about the atmosphere that we have in our gym.
Right.
That's one of the things that Carol LaHaye from Randolph-Macon was impressed with the other day, was our crowd. And, at the end of the game, in a close game, what a difference that makes. So our kids love playing at home. They really love, they love to play, period, but they love to play at home and love to play in front of our home crowd. And, one of our goals every year is to go undefeated at home. And we were disappointed the other night to lose the first one at home, but we really
That's a really good team you played, though.
It was. It's going to make us better, I think you can schedule to get wins early in the season, or you can schedule to get better, and we schedule to get better.
Yeah. And, you have somebody out like Kylie Culler, who's just, in my opinion, one of the best all-around players. She just gives so much effort and energy and is a team leader. Academically, she's solid. Many of our women do well academically. And she's just, I feel for her because it's her senior year and she'd like to be 100%. But
yeah, with her and Jess both, it's heartbreaking.
Jess Rhodes, right?
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. You never want injuries, but to have seniors that have big injuries when it's their last year, that's always tough. And but those kids are they're mentally tough, and don't always understand why things happen. But I'm a big believer that things happen for a reason, and other players on the team, they're going to step up and they're going to fill those roles until those kids are able to get back, and those kids are going to rehab and do everything they can to get back and help us be the best we can be. So injuries are a part of sports, unfortunately, and you've got to figure out how to deal with them. And if anybody can handle those situations, kids that are seniors,
those two can, especially
they sure can.
Right? So what else do we have this semester?
We got a tough schedule. I was just looking at it the other day. Roanoke's off to a great start. They're 3-0. Rochester plays in the UAA, which is probably the best women's basketball Division III conference in the country,
and that's Rochester,
New York.
Yeah. Well, is Rochester Institute of Technology?
It is. It is.
Which is where Ralph Iserni is.
Yes, and like you said, they're just they're. Then we play Eastern Mennonite. Eastern Mennonite just beat Whitman, and Whitman made it to the national championship game last year. So, so we get them. We get them coming up this semester. Lynchburg, who is picked to win the ODAC this year, ahead of Eastern Mennonite, ahead of Randolph-Macon. So, we got a tough early season schedule, and we did that for a reason. And we our goal is to be one of the best teams in the South region. To do that, you got to play the best teams, and we'll find out where we are. And if we can get some tough wins, that's going to help our resume. And if we get some tough losses, it's going to make us better and make us tournament tough coming into the year.
And it's a great philosophy, and you started doing that a few years back, and I think it's really has helped you, at least certainly last year. It helped, and it looks like it will help again, we hope. We're in two divisions now, the USA South Conference, and we're in the North Division, and there's the South Division, and 6 schools in each, something like that.
It's 8 in the North and 5 in the South.
Oh, okay. Wow. And so we travel to the South. Talk about the scheduling a little bit. how that works.
You play everybody in the north,
Right.
home and away, and then
Right.
everybody in the south, you play once. So you'll either play them at home or away.
Yeah.
So the 5 schools from the south will play once and get everybody in the north twice, and then we'll take, since it's an uneven number, we'll take the top 5 teams from the north. Will get to the tournament, the top 3, which roughly equals out to about 60% of each group that make the tournament. So, to be honest with you, I hadn't really looked at the conference right now. Yeah. We're so focused on this preseason stuff. Yeah. And
well, with the South, I guess what I'm trying to get at is that we got a couple of schools in Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee. It's a lot of travel.
It is a lot of travel, but you know what? You can look at it how you want to look at it. You can look at it as a negative because you got such long trips on the bus and they're challenging. But to me, I'd rather look at it as it's an experience. You get some of the kids that play for us. They haven't been outside the state of Virginia, so to get to go to Alabama and to get to go to Tennessee and to get to go to Georgia, they get to go to places that they wouldn't get to do otherwise.
And they spend a lot of time together, and they build a team and build the. We had such great team chemistry last year, and I don't see that.
I think that's a big part of things. Yeah. It's just like this trip to New York. One, we get to go see good competition, but 2, we get to go on the road and spend some time together. Sure. And I think early in the season we try to take a trip every year too, and that's just for that very reason, to build some team chemistry. I think a lot of times when you take those 4 or 5 days on the road, and you get to spend a lot of time together, away from the school, you get to build some team chemistry, and I think that's important for us.
Yeah. Well, Coach, I certainly wish you a lot of luck. If there's anything you wanted to say and I didn't ask you about, now's your chance.
No, we're really excited about the season. Kids are, they want, like I said, they want to put their own stamp on the program, and I think, they feel like a lot of not from within Ferrum College or within our team, but a lot of the people on the outside feel like, hey, let's see what happens after they lost the 4 seniors they lost last year. And I think our kids have a lot to prove. I think they want to put their own stamp on our program and to continue moving our program forward. And they're excited about that opportunity.
And it's nice to see Katie Kipps back, finishing up, graduating, good student, and then being such a great influence on the women. It's good to see her back.
I've always had that philosophy. All my assistant coaches have always been former athletes that have played for me. And I feel like, Adam played golf for me here at Roanoke College. I mean, at Ferrum College. And I apologize for that. We were talking about Roanoke earlier with me, my alma mater, and Karen. But Adam played for me here at Ferrum College. Katie, being able to come back and be a part of this is special. My previous assistant, Leanne Woodley, played for me at Glenver High School. Katrina Williams played for me at Glenver High School, and I just think it's important that when kids graduate, if they want to get into coaching, that you can bring them back and be a part of it.
And it makes it a family affair, and I think that's a good way to be. So next week we'll be off for Thanksgiving, at least on this show. And then on December 4th, that's a Thursday, we'll have Coach Bill Tharp, head men's basketball coach, and Bill's off to a good start. They won last night, and that was another full house at Schwartz Gym. So it's nice to see our fans come out and support both the men's and women's team. And 27-3 is going to be tough to repeat, but if anybody can do it, this group can. And wish you a lot of luck up in Rochester, New York. That'll be a fun trip. You play King's College first, and then play either the winner or the loser, depending on what happens. So good luck to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Dave. Thanks for having me.